and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about what's to come up the next probably like 2 weeks or months when it comes, or not months, not 2 months, 2 weeks to 2 months, pretty broad spectrum there. But from the next 2 weeks to a month of what's kind of going on, I'm going to the Riftbound event in Vegas to vend, and I am also acquiring a house, so I'll be moving. So internet things like that could be an issue for who knows how long. As someone who's probably bought a house that's listening to this video, has definitely had nightmares in terms of setting up internet and getting the company out to just get it set up and ready, even though it shouldn't be that big of a deal because the internet there is the same that I've been using, but the line should already be run. So I have no idea what my upload schedule will be. I have no idea how long my videos will be and what they will be. Today we're playing Spelementals, and that's kind of cool. But if you have any ideas or anything you would like to see that may be a bit easier, I do have access to opening some boxes. I know it's not necessarily magic based, but I could always open Riftbound boxes, which we have. We have to, from UVS, the company that kind of runs it, is sending us a lot of boxes. We're obviously paying for them, but we're getting a lot of boxes, and we have to open them for singles so we can have them for the weekend to sell, which is obviously really nice of them and helps us get out there. But I can also open some collector boxes and stuff, which makes getting kind of videos out pretty easily. So any ideas like that, I'm willing to do, especially if the decks are going to suffer. And then guess what happens while we're gone? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles releases. So my channel is just going in the tank because it's not this week, but it is next week. And we leave Thursday and then come back Monday, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles will be out, but then it won't be out till like Wednesday. And then the pre-early access event will have, I don't know, dude. Like, I'm lighting my channel on fire, I guess. It's so crazy. But yeah, we're going to play Spelementals. I'm going to talk about kind of the same stuff over and again throughout the video. I just did kind of a long con of it, and hopefully that's fine. But let's just dive into the games. Well, this is an interesting hand. It doesn't really do a lot, but we can talk about some stuff, I guess, regardless. But my video upload schedule is going to be very weird, as it already kind of has. We're against Boros Dragons. Interesting. It's already kind of weird just because of how my time has worked out. But I've been closing on a house for a really long time. It's been taking forever. There was a pretty bad snowstorm that delayed a lot of stuff. Unfortunately, the person who was working on its assistant like passed away, so they weren't really in the best mood, which is perfectly fine and perfectly reasonable, obviously. And other than that, I have a show to be doing in Vegas, which is a Riftbound event of all things to be doing. Not something I really thought I would be signing up for. Not really something any of us thought we would be doing, because we just kind of all, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, we just hadn't been vending. We've been going to them, working under Ultimate Guard. If you've been a part of the fam. Okay, our opponent's just done. All right, cool. Sick. But we've been part of Ultimate Guard and been working with them a lot. I'm just gonna do a long kind of video and just call it when we do. But the main thing to know is the video upload length over the next couple weeks is not going to be that great in terms of like being a long video. Probably going to be shorter ones depending on what I play. If I play Control, oftentimes 3 matches is about all I can do anyway. But a deck like this, where games can go quick, it's going to be a little bit shorter just because it buys me a little bit of time and helps me kind of continue to upload on a daily basis. And when I move, I plan on getting a lot better schedule because I have a lot of things like meal prepping that I'm going to be doing. Sitting down and recording while also working at a job that requires me to sit down a lot. Not been the greatest of all time, I can say the least. All my cards in my hand kind of suck. I want to hold up a spell snare because I don't know what I'm against. It could be the mirror. Well, they held priority and then I passed and then they went to their turn. So it didn't hold priority. It kind of stuck there. Maybe they auto passed. Maybe they wanted to cast something. Elemental, stock up. Foggers. We might be cooked. So it's the lower to the ground elemental list with no lower to the ground elemental. Okay. Cool. So I don't know how we win, to be honest. Let's send this upstairs. We do have to get spells online. Thunderflock is going to do literally 0. Yeah. Have to discard the hand size. Sure. I almost want to cast this. Let's cast here. Spell Snare is not going to be the greatest card of all time. Thunderflock is, like we said, basically useless. So I'll just get rid of it here. Play a land. We could have Spell Snare up plus bounce off, so we might as well. Play a hand is important, but I do think there are 2 mana elemental creatures they play. Like that can't necessarily be Spell Snared, but if they play another one, we can pick it off. Bounce off. The Spell Snare is something we can probably get rid of for free. Don't necessarily have to keep that around. Cast a sleight of hand here, and then we're probably going to jam our elemental crab. We'll grab a land. Then I will said land. I could play this and then barrel the stories, which is probably fine. Because this is a 5/5. So like the 1 elemental doesn't necessarily get us that bad. Get rid of you and I guess a land here maybe? Yeah, I got 5 mana. I feel like a land here is fine. But yeah, the channel is going to be all over the place over the next like month. March is probably going to be the worst month for the channel and it's not close. And this is also after the new year being like, yeah, I need to be way more consistent. And then everything just kind of kept getting pushed back. And of course, as it would be, the closing date on the house is the exact same weekend that I got to go to Vegas. So not only am I going to get it, and barring nothing goes wrong, obviously, not only am I just not going to get it right away or be able to get in right away, I'm also I also just have to wait. Like, it's so tragic. I kind of want to just play this because it's another big creature, and I think waiting is just bad. I can bounce some stuff here. If they play the 4-mana guy that doubles elementals, I can bounce it. Because I could see them put Roaming Throne, by the way. I could see them playing a Roaming Throne and then trying to do... They go for Deceit here. They paid for both. There's nothing I can do about that. They're going to get both. Oh, wait, yo. Can I go to full control mode here? Or, yeah. This is sick. I'll flash this back in. Resolve. Nice. Sick. Deceit does not work where you get the bounce and then auto pick. So, oh, interesting choice. I don't know if I agree with that one. This is such a good card. But I will go to combat and hit you for 9. Putting you to 6, putting them incredibly close to this burst lightning. I could just cast an opt here. Why they're tapped out? I don't think they have anything. Counter target instant sword. Okay, I will take that though, because I can cast this countering like a Deceit. I could also cast Abandon. The gain life here and the 4 damage. I don't care about the damage as much. I do care about the life gained a little bit. Do I care enough? I don't think so. Sure. Also, if they attack here, they like lose the game, right? My turn. Let's get rid of detect intrusion. There's a crab, so that should actually win me the game here. Barring something weird. What a game. What a game. Very sick. All right, cool. That's a match I didn't really think we were going to win. But, yeah. Sure, I had a great time. But we're just going to keep queuing up a little bit. Put a little bit of a video out there. Playing one of these more fun decks. So, yeah. I am excited, though, when I move in. Like I said, I'm a meal prep. I'm going to be a lot happier that way. It's kind of hard to talk about my plan while also trying to play one of the harder games that I know how to play. In terms of just, like, talking about my plays and stuff like that. But, meal prep, gym work. Try to just be healthier overall. Get a little bit more consistent. Start doing the other things I kind of need to do to get the channel to grow, which is like making shorts. I don't know. The problem is I just don't know how I want to make my Magic shorts. Do I want them to be like arena based? Do I just want them to be kind of like Zach the Bold, something that comes to mind where it's kind of more skip based? And what do I want to do there? Do I just want to do informational stuff? Do I want to kind of do a lot of that type of stuff? If you have any ideas, I'm fully glad to listen and hear out any ideas that are great. No Badger Mole Cub Slam here. I feel like is a little crazy. I get it. But we'll take that. We need to red so I can actually start popping some of these things. We could hold detect intrusion, but I 100% think I am down to pop an elf. Then spell snare this Badger Mole Cub that's coming. Or Lucent or Boroid. That could always happen. Thankfully, I have another spell snare for it not to matter at all. Oh boy, what to do, what to do, what to do. I think we're just dead. Okay, hopefully it's working again. I don't know where we left off. I looked over and I don't know if I hit a hotkey or something, but my video just stopped recording, which is a little bit less than desirable. Holy awful cards. I guess Thunderflock maybe. Not necessarily that it's awful. I just play so few threats. I just don't want that many like that on top, because now one of them is on the bottom semi forever. We'll get to play a Verge here anyway, so it won't really matter. We don't really want land. We already have this mini. Maybe my opponent will play around a spell snare. Unlike, you know, when you don't have a spell snare, you get the person that doesn't play around it. When you do have a spell snare, your opponent just plays an Ouroboros and wins. I don't even know if you saw the Ouroboros match as of recording this, because I should have checked, but I didn't. Sure. Yes. Is this the Teamer combo deck? I have no idea. I guess we'll find out. Probably what they put in their graveyard. This is the two hardest cards my opponent has ever decided between. Oh, it is the combo deck. Okay. They left one, bottom the other. I would like any... Okay. 20 lands, by the way. And that is 5, 6, 7 of them. I couldn't beg for that many lands if I was playing control. I just want that to be known. I genuinely do not think I could find that many lands if I was playing control. Dude, are we actually serious? Holy cow, man. It's almost valuable to discard my entire hand. Decline. Get rid of 2 lands, please. Like, what? I have 9 of my 20 lands already. We almost have half of them, and we have 45 cards left. Dude, when Arena wants you to lose, man, sometimes Arena wants you to lose. Well, 43. Out of 43 cards, I guess Yeah, 43 cards. I have already actually, yeah, right. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Sick, sick, dude. So cool. I'm really happy about that. There's nothing I can do about that either. There you go. I don't think there's a card I can spell snare. I guess I could technically spell snare this if they tried to flash it back. Because it's still 2 mana on the stack, even though they use 4 mana to cast it. The shocking in might scare them. Maybe not. Nah, they shock in. They ignore it entirely. Why not? Why even care? I pretend to care. Shock in and barrel. Well, what to do now? That was the hardest color to mana that my opponent's ever had to add. Reduce spell by 4? Sure. I don't think there's a lick I can do about it. Oh, I got to do that, which is pretty cool. Yeah. So I think the play is blue, Thunderflock, red, 5. All right, cool. Well, we were 100% dead if that turn got answered, or didn't get answered. You can see I lost a couple of games, but it is what it is. But cool. And I didn't press anything that took away my stuff. Did I have things to like mute my mic if I like go to sneeze, or if my dog hears something and starts squalling so it doesn't pierce anybody's eardrums? But yeah, I don't know. I probably got like a game or two left. And we'll just see how it goes. But I think one of the things I left off on was kind of what content I want to do. We already have a story, so I'm going to take an attachment, I think. But what other like content I need to do? It's going to be a lot of shorts and things like that. And shorts matter a ton. We're going to shock here, and we're going to burst lightning this. I could slide a hand, but I want to pick off a Badger Mole Cub if my opponent plays it like they should. No. Okay. Well, now they know. Now they know my secrets. Thunderflock's good, but not good enough right now. Play land and pass. If it's just Ouroboros again, I'm going to vomit. Well, they can't with this, I guess. Every time. Why play Badger Mole Cub if your opponents are going to play Spell Snare? This is insane. I almost guarantee if I'm not playing this card, I would have seen Spell Snare already. Or Badger Mole Cub already. I could almost guarantee it. At least it's just how I feel. No, no, and no. So I could go like here and here. And just have them rebuild, I guess. We have a Flood Maul if they're like Ouroboros or something. Oh, show me the Cub now. Okay. He's playing everything back out. Interesting. Well, that's a card that's kind of got to be answered. So Player creates a lander token. That's fine. I sacrifice this, search basic land, put it on the battlefield tapped. Okay. Cast a sleight of hand. Grab the Sunder who flocks. Like a little part of me wants to just jam it again here. I could bounce this, but that seemed kind of bad. Let's just play another Sunder flock, I suppose. Kind of just set, not, I guess it's not even lethal, but set almost lethal on the board. And with a spell snare in hand, we can obviously stop any kind of Badger Mole Cub shenanigans. I think an Ugin's here. I think they just have an Ugin available. Sure. Could find like a Burst Lightning here. Sleight of hand does look deeper, so we'll just take sleight of hand. Opt. Let's cast sleight of hand. Bounce off. Well, they most likely are going to block one of these. I don't think they double block ever. But we'll take bounce off regardless. Combat. We don't have flying or reach. Did it just double block? Do I let it happen? Probably not if I think Ugin's a card I would have to deal with. There's zero chance you just take the damage here. Like that. Can I find a Burst Lightning? Sure. I just don't know if I could ever subscribe to the fact of not throwing at least one in front of that. You know what I mean? Like, is it Crater Hoof? Is that what we were hoping for? But if they cast Crater Hoof, I just bounce, and then Crater Hoof hits me for 5, 6, 7, 8? And then they lose? I don't know. I really just don't know. Let's do one more. That was a weird one. I was so ready for Badger Mole Cubs and they didn't play it and they just kept ramping, and then at the end it was like, oh, by the way, I'm gonna take all that damage for free. But it's set up for lethal, I guess, so it's not really like, if I had nothing and they drew land and played it, I guess I lose, right? Alright, let's have Spell Snare do nothing again. We're on like the cutting this block at this point. It's just so good when it's good, but it's bad when it's bad. I'll take that just in case. Rather a spell here. Find another spell. Pass. Or spell snares be good, or will this be mono white tokens for some reason? Blue white artifacts. Update. Decline. I just don't know what I can do to stop him. It's so much. We weirdly actually don't bounce that now. We bounce it later. Well, drawing lands isn't going to get me there. I promise you that. We bounce it. Weirdly, unfortunately, we bounce it now. We basically have to stall until we find the crab to tap stuff, and then kind of cascade's the wrong word, but get multiple Sunder flocks in. I'm not entirely convinced I shouldn't just discard my entire hand. Isn't going to do any damage, but I don't care. This is a really bad hand. Speaking of last game being a little awkward, I think this one's... Sure, dude. Sure, bro. As soon as I let this down, they're like, here's my 2-mana spell, by the way. Good luck. It's like, okay. I guess, man. They do nothing. Don't worry, opponent. Why you're doing nothing, I'll never have any idea because I can't do anything. Sure. Sure. Wow, that's a limited blue mana, I guess. Their play wasn't to block. Okay. I guess if you only have synthesizers, then what else is there? At this point, I'm just on the edge of just hard casting Thunderflock, you know? Now they'll be able to make... Bruh. We play... I'm 16 cards deep. 6, 7, 8, 9. How am I getting to like the same part of the game and I'm just drawing the same amount of lands? Like I have half my lands again and I have 44 cards left. So there's 10 lands divided by... Yeah, dude. It's a 1 in 11. Not 1 in 11. That's way too much. 1 in 5. Every draw. Sure. Or 1 in 4. That's... Dude, it's so easy math. It's 44 divided by 11. It's 4. Holy, man. Sure. I just don't know, man. When Arena wants you to lose, bro, it'll just... There's nothing you can do. I don't know what else we're supposed to do there. I'm all down to 1 card, so if I draw a land, at least I'm happy. Oh, dude. Tragic. Tragic gameplay. Alright. Cool. We'll keep. Time for my spell snares to once again be useless. They haven't countered a thing. I just want you to know. They have not countered a thing, it feels like. My opponent did maul. Maybe they took my advice and they're mauling down the 1 card. Like, I've had enough. Once again. My opponent is probably not going to play a Badger Mole Cub 1-2. I don't even want this land. I've been so jaded by it at this point. I don't even want it. I gotta take it though, unfortunately. I have to play the odds. Like, Arena can only make me flood so many times before I want to throw up, right? In this match, I don't know if this matters, but I think we're gonna put it on red. Even though blue's probably the better color name. Holy cow, it can counter a spell. That, we're winning. We're twinning and winning. Oh, Thunderflock's huge here, actually. That means we can go here and here. Play for like 1 Thunderflock. Oh, no, we gotta play this, actually. We could do this on their upkeep and take a lot of their mana away. Ouroboros. Here he comes. And we're gonna have to Thunderflock. This matchup's been normally really good for us. Badger Mole Cub, the way that's upsetting. Fair enough. So we weirdly want to hold on to the spell snare now. But at the same time, we like don't. And this enters, so we can tap and tap, I guess. We have to do this. And I think I have to get rid of Hearth Elemental. And then I just have this to go, I guess. Next. Pass. Upkeep. Rab. So the reason why we tap these two is because if they want to use mana as a source, this has to tap the other creature. So right now they have 4 mana. Land will obviously make 5. Like a Badger Mole Cub could make a lot. This actually does not affect us at all. That is best case scenario, and it's weirdly not close. It's so weird when your play 9 times out of 10 is hope in a spot like that they play Ouroboros. Crazy. Yep. Kind of figured that was going to be the case. All right, with that, we're on spell minerals. This is the list that we played. I already cut a spell snare. I can't just hold it anymore to do nothing. Like, it was driving me nuts, and I hate it. When a card like this is played in best of one, like, you kind of want to play it because it's so good against Badger Mole Cub decks, and it does buy you enough time, and it randomly does pick off a lot of other things. But with Izzet, Artist Talent Monument pile lessons, like whatever that pile is, with that deck being like significantly less played because it's just way too annoying to pilot on Arena and you just feel like you're crawling through games. Spell Snare probably isn't that needed in best of one, and Badger Mole Cub oftentimes doesn't come around too often whenever you're playing something like that, it feels like. So I would probably just cut it, because the other thing is you have removal, and if you can't really get to these, you probably weren't winning the game whether you countered that Badger Mole Cub or not. You know what I mean? So this has to go. I just had another attachments because this is a card that kind of fuels us pretty quickly, and I like that. But with that said, I hope you all enjoy the video. I know it's a bit weird one, out of pace, probably very awkward. I don't have enough time right now to do that, like, kind of editing and getting everything together really fluently. So with that, I hope you all enjoy, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.